Hello everyone, Economics for class 10. In my previous video lecture, I discussed with you role of banks, how banks play a role of a mediator between two types of persons. One is the depositor and other one is the borrower. How the depositor they visit the bank and deposit their money in the bank, and what the banks do with the money. They extend loans. Maximum part of this deposited money is used by the bank to extend loan, to provide loan to those who goes to the bank to get the loan for various to fulfill their various types of need. Today I am going to discuss about some important terms which is related and which the people face when they go to bank for any type of finance, whether they take finance to buy a house, to buy any vehicle, to for education, to send their children for higher studies, etc. So in this way what we see that there are two types of credit. One is called formal sources of credit and other one is called informal sources of credit. Formal sources of credit, of course, it includes banks and other financial institutions which are supervised and which are under the control of RBI. And informal sources include no one is there to supervise and keep the record or maintain the record of the informal sources whom they are giving loan. It includes friends, relatives, local money lenders, employer, etc. And RBI is not there to monitor and keep an eye on the functioning of these informal sources. But formal sources, their functioning is controlled, maintained, and monitored by the RBI. RBI, as I have already discussed, that it is the central bank, it is also called Bankers Bank and Government's Bank, and it was established on 1st April 1935. What is collateral? One more thing that the people face and that they see when they go to the bank to take a loan. Collateral is the asset or the money or the paper of the property that the borrower owns, but he has to give it to the bank as a guarantee for the loan that he takes from the bank, and until the last means the loan is repaid. And this collateral, this paper of the property, is taken by the bank to extend loan to the borrower, and the borrower has to submit this collateral, this paper of the property, to the bank as a guarantee against the loan which he is taking from the bank. So it is very necessary when you are going to the formal sources for taking or getting any type of loan or finance. Once again, collateral is an asset that the borrower owns, such as land, building, etc. With that, they have to deposit with the banks and uses that as a guarantee to the lender until the last money or last amount is repaid. Now, next thing that I have to discuss, that what are the features of formal sources of credit and what are the features of non-formal sources of credit. Of course, formal sources provide credit at a low rate of interest when it is compared with the informal sources. They charge low rate of interest and mode of repayment of the loan is also easier than the informal sources. Number two, they keep collateral, they keep the paper of the property from the borrower until the loan is repaid by the borrower. Third, Reserve Bank of India or Central Bank keep an eye on the functioning of the formal sources, and that is why there is no hidden charges and all the records are maintained properly. Number four, urban households means educated people. They largely depend on formal sources of credit because they are aware, they know, they 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 fulfill the needs and criteria or the minimum criteria that is used by the formal sources to provide or to extend loan to the people. They include, and what type of organizations are included in formal sources? Of course, banks, cooperatives, and other government financial institutions. Now, informal sources, they charge higher rate of interest when we compare it with the formal sources. Number 2, there is no need to keep a collateral. They do not ask for collateral from the borrower many times. Number 3, there is no organization like RBI to control and supervise the functioning of these sources of credit. It includes money lenders, then friends, relatives, employer, etc. And the rate of interest which is charged by these sources, by these people, is it varies with person to person, and it is not fixed, and it is almost higher than the formal sources of credit. And now, next topic that I will discuss, already I have told you that what is check. Now, what is credit? Credit is an agreement between the lender and the borrower. Means what the lender has to supply to the borrower and on what terms. It includes interest rate, it includes terms or years duration, for how many time or how many years the loan has to be taken, then rate of interest and the documents required. In my next video, I will discuss with you other features of formal and informal sources of credit and what type of loan activities or credit situation in which people go to the bank, and why we need more formal sources to have in rural areas also, because and why RBI type of organization is necessary to monitor and supervise the functioning of the formal sources of credit. Thank you.